Hello and welcome to Monkey's Paper Palooza Craft Corner. Today we are going to be doing a fun technique that I love doing on cards, and that is the galaxy technique. Making a galaxy with your distress inks. Now you can do this with any distress inks on a piece of watercolor paper. The only difference you're going to have is these are going to be more opaque and soft, and these are going to be more translucent. So depending or what kind of look you're looking for, or what you even have for supplies, you can get either look. So, like I said, these are creamier, these are more translucent. So, and like I said, depending what kind of look you want. Now, I would recommend doing this on watercolor paper. I always choose the side that is smooth because I usually buy cold press because you don't want that gritty look on it. You want it smooth looking. So go for the smoothest side. So we're going to start by using our distress inks. Now, I got beautiful bright colors that we're going to start with, and I would always recommend going lightest to darkest when you're doing this kind of technique. Only because you can layer, especially with these, you can layer the darker colors on top of the light, but you can't really put the light colors on top of the dark. So, great way to get that. So, like I said, we're going in the same kind of color families. Now, here's a little thing I do for my storage, and I'll just show you this little tip. I put my little sponges underneath my thing, and then what I do is I buy the little sticky Velcro bits, and I take the rough one and I put it underneath to hold the sponge down, and it holds it underneath, and I always have it with the right color. So great way. So we're going to start with our, I think it is mustard seed, and I'm using the smooth, not the rough side, and I'm going to start by putting down that color. Now you will get a very bright, colorful look with these colors, and I would suggest going for the brightest colors you can get that you have, because when we go over the top with the darker color, it's going to mute them. So if you go very faint and pastel-y, you're not going to see them, and you're going to get less of a bright look. And that one was Twisted Citron. Oh, this one is Picked Raspberry. Oh, and now I changed my mind. I'm going to go for Blueprint Sketch instead on this one because I wanted it to be a little bit darker and not as bright with the blue. And actually this one is pretty bright when you put it on, especially on white. And this is of course going to be a white background. So now I'm coming over with black soot. And what you're going to do is you're going to go from your corners and your edges and move in. So you're not going to go all the way to the center, but you're just going to frame it. So your darkest corners and your darkest edges are going to be the edges. And you're just going to keep on going inward as you brush your little sponge up. And that way you keep the darkest on the outskirts, but the lightest in the center. So it lets the colors pop in the center. And you can sort of still see it even through the black, which is kind of cool too. So it looks very much like a galaxy would. Now I'm also going to put a second layer of this black on the corners just to make sure we have a nice thick dark color on the edges and not something that's going to be light. And you see how easy it is to make these cards. There's no rhyme or reason. Whatever way you want to splotch your colors underneath, it doesn't matter if you want to do an X and then put splotches inside, if you want to just put polka dots and just cover all the space with it. Whatever you want to do, it makes it real fun and simple. And you'll get a different look whatever way you do it. So I feel like the center colors are a little bit muted, so I'm going to try to add a little bit more. And of course, what is where the black is, you're not going to see as much. But just to pop the colors a little bit, because I feel like maybe they, as they dried, got a little lighter. When I do it with the Distress Oxides, you'll see a slightly different look in the color. It will pop a little bit more because those, like I said, they are opaque, so they're going to show better. These are translucent, so they're going to be softer and more faint in your color. So you're going to get a softer look with the pigmentation with the oxides, but you're going to get a brighter look with the coverage in the oxides. Now in my water, I put a little douse of some pearl pigments so that when I split this, I'm going to get little pearlescent shine to it. And I'm sorry for the lighting issues here. We are in the middle of another snowstorm here, which in April I am really upset with, but we are having one, and my lighting is just a little bit slightly off today because my room is slightly dark, so I'm depending on artificial light more for this video. So sorry if the lighting seems a little awkward at times. There we go. So I'm going to take this beautiful little starlight, I think it's called Stardust, jelly roll pen, and I'm going to make some more little starlight dots with it. Now you can also do this with a white jelly roll too if you have a white one and don't have the Stardust. But this one gives a nice beautiful metallic sheen and it goes on like butter. So you can put little stars in the background and dots and do thicker dots and you'll get that little glittery look to it. So it's really fun. And in combination with the glitter pearlescent powder water I use to flick these droplets on there, you get this really nice sheen like it's a starlit galaxy. So we're just going to go in here and do as many little ones as we can fit without being over the top. And there you go. You see that beautiful little sheen and that stardust. You can see the little stars sparkling in the distance. It is really a beautiful little pen to have, especially if you do little night skies and stuff. So let's go into Distress Oxides. Now, like I said, these are opaque versus their older brothers and sisters that are more of a translucent color. Now you're going to get a slightly different look. The colors I have are not as bright as what I have in my Distress inks, but you will get this very similar look. And sadly, I do not yet have Black Soot. That's one color I'm going to be buying soon in my Distress Oxides. They're on my wish list. So far I have Fossilized Amber, Cracked Pistachio. I'm going to be using Worn Lipstick. I know this card's almost looking a little Eastery right now with the colors. I promise it will get more of a galaxy in a minute. And you're just going to fill in any white spaces you want to cover. The nice thing about the oxides is you can go on top of another color and add it on top and it will actually look like that color. Versus the Distress ink, sometimes if you put that in there, it might look a little bit muddy. And now I'm coming in with Faded Jeans. Since I do not have Black Soot, this is the closest color I have to a navy or dark blue or black. And it will give you a slightly more bluish tone to it, but it does have the same sort of effect. For my third panel, I'm going to show you also how to do a kind of hybrid mix of the two. Because yes, all Tim's products, the Distress line, can be used with each other. And that is one fun thing that you will get. But you see how it looks a little bit more matte, a little bit more bright in color because of the opaqueness. But you still get that same kind of look. And I'm going to flick some more of my pearlescent water on it. And that's all I did, is I just took a little smidge of pearlescent powder and just put like a little teeny bit. You don't need a lot to get a good effect on that. And it can be perfect pearls or PearlEx, whatever kind of little pearl pigment powder you have. You can even do it with gelatos. If you have a little bit of gelato and you want to stick a little sliver in there, you'll get that pearlescent look too. You can even do this with a mister, though I do like the effect I get for splatters with a thick bristled brush. And I'm going to do the same thing with my Jelly Roll pen. I'm just going to go in and make little stars and dots throughout. And there you go, look at that. And that's all you needed, just a little bit. And you get similar looks. This one's of course a little on the softer side because of the black soot, but if I had the black soot, it would be a lot more darker and more like the first panel. But you still get that same kind of look, just the colors behind it are brighter. So like I said, we're going to do a hybrid mix here. We're going to use both types together, and you're going to get softer and brighter spots by using both. And it actually, sometimes I feel like using my distressed inks on top of oxides actually make my distressed inks go on smoother because it's got that creamy layer to go over the top of. So I'm going to do some mixtures of this, and see, there is no rhyme or pattern you have to do these galaxy cards. As you see, the one time I did an X, next time I did a little spot here, spot there. I did a squiggle line for that one. The fun thing about that is what you put underneath doesn't really matter. It's what you do on top. Now you could use these panels for just a basic galaxy card. You can cut them out with dies and make a beautiful galaxy die cut. You could top it with some black silhouettes. Like if you have a silhouette of stargazers or a romantic couple looking at the stars, and you have their silhouette and you want to print, stamp that in dark black on top of these, it's really impactful. So a great way to use what you have to make a really fun background. And sometimes your backgrounds are what you need when you have a silhouette piece. If you have a simple piece that has to only be stamped in black, having a good background makes all the difference. Whether it's a sunset background, a galaxy, a dusky background, you get a beautiful look. Definitely make use of what you've got and make fun backgrounds to use with those stamps. So now I'm mixing, I put the faded jeans on the bottom, and now I'm putting the black soot on top. And what's nice about that is I don't have to lay down as much of the black soot because I already have a dark base underneath it. So it gives it a really nice look. So great way, if you have both and you really want to make a fun, bright, and dark background, and you don't have all the colors in, let's say, your distress inks, or you don't have all the colors in your distress oxides like I do, you can mix the two and still get the same kind of look. So we're going to now use our pearlescent water and splat some on there. Dry this baby down a little bit with our towel, and then I'll heat set it quickly too, just so we can quickly get going. It also makes my paper so it doesn't warp if I do it that way too. So it makes it straighter, because I quickly dry the dots before it warps my watercolor paper. But you see, not that much of a difference, though the blue did make the black a little softer, and the colors are a lot brighter because I have those distress oxide looks to them, which is really cool. Great way to use your products for that too, if you do have both but limited colors in certain ones. So I've shown you 3 ways you can use your distress oxides to make a galaxy background for your cards. And for these, I'm going to be making very simple little note cards. So I won't be doing stamping with a silhouette, though if you have some stamps that you think would look beautiful with it, it does make a beautiful background. So here's our 3 panels. They all have their own little look with them. Like this one, you have that dark but very light colors underneath, which means some areas you might have that. This one is not as dark because we got no black in it, but we have a lot of bright, beautiful colors underneath that navy, which is very pretty. And it gives it a slightly different look than a traditional Galaxy card, which is kind of pretty. And then, of course, you have that pearlescent sheen that in the right light just shines. And this one, the combo, you get that beautiful bright color with that dusky dark look. I think out of all of them, I love the combo versus just having that basic one ink type. But all 3 are beautiful in their own ways and are perfect for using for card making. So depending on what you have, make use of it and make it your own. So I die cut some words. I have explore, discover, and shine out of some pewter glitter cardstock. Isn't that pretty? It's going to sparkle. And then I have some Aurora Borealis rhinestones that I am going to use for my embellishment. So I've pre-cut my craft foam, and I also have black cardstock card forms ready to go. And I'm going to adhere the panels onto these cards. And black, I have to say, for these type of cards is the most impactful. Now you could use navy, and you also could use any color you want since you've got colors in your card, even white. But I feel the Galaxy pops more on black. So I'm going to add my, of course, craft foam to the back here. And I'm now going to add card form. And as you see, like I said, it really pops. Now, like I said, these are going to be simple cards. I wanted the Galaxy in the background to be the focal point, not the scene in front of it. So I'm just going to take my 2A glue and I'm going to put some little glue dots on this. Explore. You can also use, if you have some stick-it adhesive sheets before you die cut them, put that on. It's also a great way. You could stack these and make the words be more 3D look. I'm going for, of course, the more simple. Because once we embellish it and that sparkle from that Galaxy, we are going to have a beautiful scene. These are also very pretty for if you have frame die cuts, having it in the background like a tree silhouette or a mountain silhouette to make a scenery card. So I'm going to stick that on there. There you go. Make sure it's down all the way. And now I'm going to put the shine. Now I did notice I forgot the little E, so I'm going to use my Spellbinders Tool in one. And I'm going to pick out that last little E. Sometimes the glitter cardstocks are a little harder to cut and the stuff sticks better. And I can't get the little fine details out as easy. And that tool really does help for that. So now we got our glue on the shine. Now I'm going to put it on the bottom again, like I did with the Explorer. So it's a little smaller than the Explorer because it's a different company. And now we're going to do our little blue panel. Get our adhesive on the back here. Go. Line that up. I find it's a little hard to line black cardstock with this new black mat because I can't see it. Before I had that with white, and now I have it with the black. So we're going to put this Discover on next. There's that. Now I've been putting my ones that were sticking underneath my Cricut mat. Good little trick, get an even weight. So I'm going to add some glue spots here and add my Aurora Borealis rhinestones around this word. Like I said, simple little note card. I am not going crazy trying to put sentiments inside it or anything, because honestly, sometimes these beautiful note cards are perfect for people. Sometimes you don't want a happy birthday in it. You want to write your own message. But look at that sparkle. You know, this Stardust pen is awesome. I wasn't sure how much I was going to like it because I love my white jelly roll. So I was like, maybe this one would be pretty, and I don't regret having it. In fact, I kind of want to get a few more colors. I have a full repertoire of jelly roll gel pens. Gel pens sometimes are a great tool for stampers. I'll go through some certain brands with you later on, maybe in another video. That way you can see all your options out there. And there's the shine. And it does shine. And the Discover that I put in a little bit in the center, I thought it'd be a different layout, which would be fun for people. Because sometimes doing the same layout all the time can be a little boring. So we are going to put the same thing, little rhinestones around that. And make a really pretty, impactful card. These would be great for astronaut cards, space cards. Like I said, couple stargazing cards. I mean, galaxy cards can be really fun and have multiple uses. Now, I did have one subscriber suggest using cardstock for my inside, and I do agree it does look a lot nicer. But you can use typing paper, you can use printer paper, you could use any lightweight paper also, depending on what you need of your card. So here's all three of our cards. Aren't they beautiful? They have just the right sparkle and shine, and you can see the beautiful colors in their inks. So great way to make beautiful scenery cards. So if you like this video, please check the last video we uploaded, as well as one specially curated for you. And like always, we welcome you to like, subscribe, and ring for notifications, as well as check out our website as well as our Instagram and Facebook pages.